up with one single hand. Crazy. We put stuff on the lift and see it how broken everything is. There's Gabe. Here's the CRX up on the lift. See how messed up it is. Oh, what is this? You put a muffler on? Oh no. Look at his header.
That's probably like really good.
Yo, what's up? What do you have to say?
We wildin'.
Part of the boot for the bulge. Oh, this side is worse.
These are good shitty tires too.
Slips.
Yeah, one wheel is a different angle.
Don't worry, I won't die.
Oh wait, I know why it doesn't tighten all the way. The nut has a cap.
They have the same brackets. Oh yeah.
JDM. It's JDM. Hey guys, what's up? This is JDM Informant, informing for Toge time, and we're here in Saitama Ken, and we're here to show off some of the local rides that we have in the neighborhood, including my own. You've probably seen the MRS that Toge time has been posting already on Instagram. It's a black one, and obviously the Japanese numbers mean it's in Japan, so we're here to kind of show those off because well, might as well give some new information for like these MRSs in Japan, and I am going to be here to kind of show a lot of things from here on out. So I'm here on work here in Japan, and basically if you don't live in Tokyo, you're going to need a car to get around everywhere, and basically you have a lot of choices for cars, and then, well, the MRS was a lot cheaper to buy maybe about a year or two ago, and just bought it for about $5,000, and you know, from there on we just go on and just keep riding. A quick overview of the car. Basically a lot of things have been done, but it's kind of basically everything else besides the engine has been kind of done to a certain degree. I wouldn't say this MRS is very JDM spec, but I don't really know what that means, so you can just see it and kind of just determine by yourself what that really means. But at first sight, you can kind of see the bumper. We have a carbon Kevlar Varus hood. You can see that it's carbon Kevlar through the side, really yellow, but it's wrapped, so kind of matches the rest of the car. Currently, I also have a Varus rear bonnet. This one needs to be repainted, but this one's all made out of FRP. Got this on Yahoo Auction recently. This car is also a Zenki model, but I put the Koki tail lights on, look a lot better. You can also see that there's an Muse Powerhouse reinforcement bar on here. Kind of expensive at this point because the Muse actually doesn't exist anymore, but there's also other people that make these crash bars available, but this one was easily available to me, so that's what I have. Cool option we have on this car for the JDM is the MRS side badge. Kind of looks like the Type R. You might be able to see a Type R right there on a DC5. Kind of looks similar, but the MRS here in Japan had this kind of option. Pretty cool. So for the suspension setup here and the wheels, we have these wheels that are called M2Rs. They're a 15-inch by 7-inch wheel. The offset's plus 35. Kind of looks like a P1 racing. It's very, very similar kind of design, but it's a 5-spoke. Very hard to find. Don't recommend looking for it because you'll probably won't find it. But yes, this is a wheel that you probably will never see or never find ever online. The company is not really around anymore, so. For the tires we currently have on these ones are the Advan A052s. Pretty good tire, and they're in a size that are just pretty good for 7-inch wheels, 7-inch wide wheels, 205/50 R15. Pretty standard setup. This is also front rear, no big deal. going to the track and coming back, or mixing and matching the wheels in front and rear. The brake pads, you might be able to see the color. These are Project Mio B specs. Pretty average brakes. They have good bite, but I think you can go a little bit higher and get more performance out of the better brake pads they offer. But in Japan here, they have a lot of different things you can buy for brake pads, so there's a lot of options. You kind of have to test them all to kind of figure out something. The coilovers inside are Blitz ZZR. You won't be able to see it, but basically they're pretty cheap coilovers that you can buy here in Japan. I'm pretty sure a lot of people outside of the Japan has these, but basically, I don't know, they're pretty like bang for your buck JDM coilovers. They're all not made in Japan though, so be careful of that. They're actually, I think, made in Taiwan. The current spring rates on here are also changed. We have 7K in the front and then 12K in the rear, kind of made up for circuit spec racing, but yeah, still want to change out the dampening and just kind of try those out because I've only put them in a couple months ago. I haven't been racing too much for it, the time of it being in, so still needs to be tested out. The interior, we have a lot of different things in here. First off, we have this Momo steering wheel. This is a race 320 millimeter steering wheel. Pretty small, but it's really good for racing, and I think with this MRS it fits really well. We have a Works Bell, I think GTCR. This one's the flip one. I got this one for really cheap, so we can just have this. I don't think MRS people are gonna get the car stolen that much because obviously the MRS isn't a very popular car to begin with. So. We also have 3 stack meters right here. These are for oil pressure. We have also oil temperature and water temperature. These are pretty cool. Basically, it's just stack meters here. I'm gonna have an AFR meter installed very soon, but these are here for now. Towards the back, we have this roll bar here. This one is Technospirits made, and they actually have it made by Cusco. Actually, they just have it order made and then they get them delivered to the shop. You can have it installed directly there, and that's what I had done. It's really good considering the MRS doesn't have a stock roll bar stock, so this one helps. Also has this sidebar too, so the rigidity really goes up if you put this in your car. Considering that it's only available in Japan, it's going to be hard for other people to get overseas, but I'm going to be looking into something about people getting that, because I think only people can get hard dog at this point. We have 2 Bride Zeta 2s. These ones are pretty okay to condition. I think a lot of people like these in their drift cars, but yeah, we also have the pillows on here. Very extra, but it's very cool. Very JDM, you know it. You see these in the magazines, the Hyper Revs, you want these in your car. They hold really well, but obviously newer technology, these won't hold up to that, but they do the job for period correctness. We have Cusco Racing straps too. These are just a 4-point thing, and these actually mount to the back of the roll bar. They actually have eye bolts here, so they can latch them on. So works really well with the roll bar, and this really helps with just circuit racing in general. The back here is also gutted too. There is no soft top, just because, well, it kind of weighs a lot, and because I have the hard top, I don't see myself actually using the soft top very often, and just like having this during circuit driving makes it a lot more easier to drive. It might be kind of partial to other people if they want to take it out, or if you should take it out at all in general, but I decided just to do it. It kind of makes me feel good just having that nothing is in here. But yeah, it kind of also allows for like a little bit extra space, especially like bringing tools to the track if you need to do some work there. We have a Carrozzeria MD player. Very Japanese, because only MDs were really only available during in Japan for the most part, or they were only most popular there. Something that most MRS people might not have, well, because they're MR2 Spider, we have the scuff plate on the side sills. This is not really a rare option, but it's a dealer option if you buy an MRS in Japan. So if you do end up importing one, maybe eventually you might be able to find this. Otherwise, you can probably find one on Yahoo auctions. Not too hard, but it's a pretty cool piece. Other JDM option parts actually include this. This is kind of a small storage space in where the airbag would normally go. You can put a little stuff. I usually put like light sticks here, flashlights, sunglasses, whatever. And because I have my stack meters here kind of blocking off this one becomes actually a lot more used, along with the other storage cubby right here. Open the hood. There's not much to see in here. We don't have too much going on. I have only changed mainly like the Blitz air filter in here for the stock one. Get a little bit better airflow, but that's about it. Stock 1ZZ still. The 2ZZ is in the plan, but just want to juice this 1ZZ a little bit more because it's still okay to run at track. Considering the low torque, or the high torque at low end is really good. I like to drive this on toge, actually here in Japan. You might be able to see that later on in a different video. Here we have a Muse R1 titanium exhaust here. This one's only the rear piece, so it doesn't include the mid pipe. But basically, yeah, this one is only about 3.5 kilograms estimated. But yeah, this is a pretty nice piece. This one is actually one of two different kinds. This one's more of the quiet type, but yeah, this one's pretty cool. You can see the rainbow effect right there. Down here we have a Cusco sway bar. It's a little bit hard to get white line sway bars here. They have a little bit more adjustability, but Cusco is here in Japan, 1-day shipping. You can get that for your car. I got that for front and rear. Opening the front, there's not much anything in here. I actually took out the tire housing because I think it has some interference with the Varus bonnet I have here, so it's kind of unlucky. But you can still put a tire in here if you wanted to. And here you can also see we have a Cusco front sway bar and also the front bracing. I have that for the rear too, but it's just a little bit hard to see. We have Project Mu wristbands here, but we actually do have the brake fluid in here. It is pretty good, and since Project Mu is a pretty big brand here in Japan, it is pretty effective. You can also see the Blitz top of the coil over here. You have the adjustable damping right there, the camber adjustment there too. I actually have a string alignment that I'm going to try to do on this MRS just to kind of dial in a little bit more. You might see that in a future video, but we'll see about that. One of the other rare pieces I have on this car here is a SARD 3-core intercooler. This one's pretty cool. This one is actually made for the MRS, obviously. There's the ZW30 here. Might be actually piece number 21. I don't know how much of these have been sold, but these are pretty expensive. Yet I was able to snag this on UpGarage for pretty cheap. This is pretty awesome. But so far with the MRS, it's a normal radiator. It doesn't really overheat as much, so even having this, it's just kind of insurance. And considering that if you were able to lower the overall heat, you'll probably get a little bit more horsepower out of it. So this is cool. But yeah. So this is the car how it stands right now. We actually have a lot of parts ready to go on this car. Right over there. This is kind of just the start of kind of what might happen here in Japan, just showing off where this MRS is going and what I'll be doing. There's a lot of things here to do in Japan. So this is Abe, one of my coworkers, Honda Tornado. Abe.
車体が長くて積み立てしにくい。
Well, I'll tell you this. If anyone knows anything, this is not a Euro R. Is this a Euro R?
Garbage.
You might not know this, but this is actually not a Euro R. SIRT, one grade lower. So please don't think this is actually a Euro R. Euro Rs also have 5 lugs. This one is only 4 lugs, so a little bit different. Another feature of the Euro R is a white gauge cluster, but this one is black. But this is pretty modified. You can see there's a work spell there. Some auto gauge, 3mm, you know, the usual stuff. A lot of extra stuff here. It's actually no interior and Recaro seats from DC5 Type R. This is Shingo-san's DC5. He's actually putting a Sea West side skirts on right now. It's pretty cool. This thing is basically full Sea West at this point. Hood, bumper, wing. Man, this thing's so crazy. He has all blue interior here. It's pretty cool. He has blue Momo, blue work spell, blue Recaro SPG, the blue side sills on the door. A lot of blue. He likes blue. Type R badge right there. C West Side skirt right there. We got Weds TC 105s here. It's pretty good. This color is pretty cool. This is also a tire you can't get, I think, in the United States. This one's called a Shiba tire. It's a Japan-made tire, but it's a kind of a low production. It's kind of an enthusiast tire for people that like to drift, but you can still buy stuff like 235 and just put them on like attack cars, like this one. This one's a Zenki, but also has this C-West bumper. Really cool. FRP. We got Ing's front wide fenders here. You can also see the stock Brembos here on the Type R. This is a real Type R. There's a carbon canard for the C-West bumper. Stock on that. Stock K20 engine. I don't think there's anything done to this one. It's like a group air cleaner here, so pretty stock, but obviously makes really, really high power. I actually really want that in this car, but it's not gonna happen yet. Mugen tower bar in the front too. C-West bumper is really cool up and close. I've never seen this on a JDM MRS, but it's pretty cool considering the holes there and like just the whole entire design of it. C-West sticker there. There's actually a Jay's Racing tow hook there too. A lot of people will say this is a 5 Zigen or 5 Zygen, but this is actually called Goljigen because of JDM language, Japanese. If you don't know how to read it, it's fine. Not really a big deal. But on this DC5, we have a Super Lap by Goljigen. This is pretty much a straight pipe muffler, but yeah, there's no any baffle or anything here, so it's pretty loud. But it makes a really good sound with the K20. We also have a special guest here. This is a Komitaku-san's DC5. This is also another Type R. A really close friend just came over today. He has a nice blue not RSX, Type R here. And so it's a really, really clean one. A lot of really nice parts on it. You can see there's Advan RG3s here. We have Delnat Dereza Z3s. Pretty standard tire here for sports driving here in Japan. Pretty easy to get. Stock Brembos, slit rotors. There's also new headlights on here. He really says that's kind of his focus point on the car. Really nice considering that this car is over almost 20 years old. This is also a Zenki, so it's pretty old if you just had to have one with the normal headlights. The bonnet is a charge speed bonnet. This one's actually really, really cool because it's a carbon bonnet, but you can see that it's been painted blue to kind of match the rest of the car. Very, very nice. He has a number offset here. And you can see also he has a little bit winglets. I think these are from the United States. DevSport. If any RXX people know about that, then, well, there it is. Stock Recaros on here. SR3, I believe. Sparko racing gloves. Momo steering wheel. Pretty standard stuff, but this car is a beautiful thing inside. Really well kept and just really nice weekend sports car if you had one of these. The aero on here is side steps are Ing's. Rear bumper is also Ing's. It's kind of very easy to tell because of the ducts there. Yeah, it's really good. Everything's paint matched, super clean. We also have these Nanking CRS, formerly known as CR1 tires. These ones are basically rip-offs of Advan A052s, but at a lower price. Taiwan made. We'll see how these work out. We'll see how they work on Nico circuit probably pretty soon. We're gonna be putting these on a wheel over there. Check that out. These ones are also 245, 40, 15 inch, so you can get an idea of how big they are. They're not pretty normal for 15 inch wheels, but this is probably the biggest size for 15 inch wheels in general. バイバイ。
ありがとうございます。
いい写真楽しみにしてるわ。
ク詐欺で結局いかないかもしれないけど、とりあえず頑張ろう。ちゃんと白のままで来い。白のままで。
俺にくれ。
あ、そうですね。それがいい。
ね。
まず慎吾さんに試着させて、でまた渡す。
でかっこよかったらもらう。
ね。
シーウエストあげる。
2万と20万。
じゃあまた。
お疲れ様です。まあ、俺から使ってても大丈夫ですよ。綺麗だな。Check it out, guys. This is pretty nice looking. Wow. Look at this bike. It wasn't very cheap, but you know, just had to do it. It's too hot. It just slipped. Check that out. Next we have this Team Go Jigen, not 5 Zygen, not 5 Zigen, Cool Jigen muffler. This one's Border 304. This one is made for MRS obviously, but they make it for a lot of different other cars like Hondas and stuff. So this one here is made for a car over there. We have the gasket here, a couple of muffler bolts. This one comes as a 2-piece. You can see here we have the chamber here. They call that taiko in Japanese. And then here's also the rear piece here. So all gonna go inside along with the SARD catalyzer. Check that out. That is so beautiful.
これで行動で使っても足りねえんだから。
Yeah.
足りないよ全然。
So technically the Border 304 is not allowed to be used on Japan roads. It's public roads because this is kind of a racing equipment only kind of deal that most people are going to put it on. I'm going to put it on. It's going to be pretty cool. That tornado still has it on. It drives around all the freaking places and makes a whole lot of noise. Check that out. That is nice. Look at that. Look at the welts. Dang. So we're gonna put that together with this and then the SARD catalyzer. Pretty cool stuff. Take a look at that. Goljigen Border 304. I still have the exhaust manifold stock, but basically we have the SARD catalyzer coming here, up here to the Border 304. There's the mainly the muffler, the taiko, the kind of the thing that kind of just quiets it down. Gives it the reverb back into the engine. You got the rear piece exhaust. And this is what the exhaust system is going to look like. Check that out. In these two boxes we have new headlights for MRS. Mine are just in terrible condition. 20-year-old car, 20-year-old headlights. Ain't gonna look good, especially in the heat. Japan, everything kind of really goes to shit really fast, so you'll see tons of cars with like shit plastic headlights, and you gotta replace those. So on the MRS, we got some new stuff. Ready for this? Take a look. New headlight here. This is the Zenki model. I only like the Zenki ones. Zenki ones, not too interested in. So if anyone can read this, this is MRS, a lot of Japanese, right? Well, it does say carbon door. Jidosha buhin. This one is a special order from Hokkaido, a special shop called Handcraft. They make a couple of MRS FRP carbon fiber parts, and just as I said, carbon door. That means carbon door. So carbon fiber door. This one is a wet fiber carbon door. Yes. And so if this is carbon fiber, we can pretty much just pick this up with one single hand. Take a look at this. see it? Holy carbon fiber door. Crazy. Let's take this out. Take it all off. And there we have it. Carbon fiber door. Look up close, you'll be able to see the carbon weave. And there's the door handle. There's the mirror. The kind of body line here of the MRS. All carbon. And yes, we have two sides. This is crazy. I will do a weight comparison soon. Aftermarket parts are still kind of a little bit hard to get, especially all the cool options like C1 parts. Those are gonna cost you a pretty penny, and so if you're gonna try to get that, good luck. Even I can't really get them, so trying to get those all over Japan is a pretty hard thing to do. We'll probably be going a lot of different places, probably going to Nikko Circuit pretty soon. You'll probably see that on the channel. And really close by is Irohazuka. You might be able to see some toge footage. Akihabara, Daikoku. There's a lot of different things, obviously. You probably already know that Japan's famous for the car culture, it seems. So yeah, coming here with the MRS is pretty fun. Driving around is pretty cool, but yeah. It really is just about this life here in Japan with the MRS, and this is what I'm going to be able to show on this channel a little bit, so take a look.